Welcome back to News and Views. Our next guest joining us is Gretchen Sable. She is the chair of the Open Space Commission. Thank you so much for being on the show today.
You're welcome.
So can you tell me a little bit about the Open Space program? How did it get started?
Back in 2006, the city does a survey every year or every other year to find out what people are thinking. And they found out in that survey in 2006 that the people really moved to Andover because of its open and rural feel. Mm-hmm. So the referendum was on the ballot in 2006, and the voters approved a $2 million bond issue to purchase land for open space. The Open Space Commission was formed in 2007, and in the past 10 years, we spent time developing criteria for the land that we would seek. Mm-hmm. We sought willing sellers. It always has to be willing sellers. There was no condemnation.
Can't be like snatching
no. It's always willing sellers. We purchased 5 parcels, 2 of which adjoined and became a single open space. Mm-hmm. We established management plans for restoring and protecting the land, and then we've been working to get grants to help us do that. So that's been kind of our work over the past decade. Mm-hmm. And now we're seeking additional grants to potentially build a boardwalk in one of the sites.
Oh, that would be nice.
And to continue restoration areas, because there was a lot of human damage over the years, and so we want to restore it back to a stable form.
Mm-hmm. Fantastic. So I mentioned that you were the chair of the Open Space Commission. What do you do as chair of this commission? Or I should say, what don't you do as chair of the commission?
The Open Space Commission, like I said, does these roles, and as chair, I just help with the agenda and stuff. So I've been a member, though, since it started, and I was actually part of the group that worked on the referendum. So I've been with this for quite a while.
Fantastic. So how many open spaces did you mention? How many acres? How big are we talking here?
We have 4 preserves, we call them now. Mm-hmm. We don't call them open spaces anymore. That was kind of a term of art. But these 4 preserves, we have Martin's Meadows Preserve, which is off of 7th Avenue at 173rd, so that's up along the Rum River. We have Northwoods Preserve, which is just off Hanson Boulevard, north of County Road 20. Mm-hmm. We have Maple View Preserve, which is also off of Hanson at 167th. And then far up on the north end of the city, adjoining Oak Grove, is Dalsky Woodlands Preserve, and so that's off of Palm Street at 181st.
Fantastic. So they're kind of spread out in Andover.
They are, so and each of these is unique. Like I said, Martin's Meadows is on the Rum River, so it has the river wetlands, the river floodplain. It has springs and oak savanna. There's and restored prairies, so it's a really interesting site to walk. There's really good, well-developed trails there. But there is a steep hill leading into it, so it's not for people, it's not really handicapped accessible, but it's a little strenuous. But because of this varied terrain, it's a great spot for birding. We have people that report to us that they saw 13 species of birds this time. Yeah, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Northwoods Preserve is the one where we purchased 2 separate parcels. On this one, when you enter off of Hanson, you go through a beautiful wetland, across a little wooded area, and into a big open field. And we had a survey guy come in, and he found all kinds of rare plants there, including one called sea beach needlegrass, which is a plant that migrated from New Jersey during the time of the glaciers.
And it made it all the way to Minnesota.
Yeah, and because we have this unique sand plain kind of setting here, it stayed here, and it's become extinct all throughout the rest of the region. So we're just kind of an isolated area for this.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah, and there's all kinds of
check that out.
Neat things there. It's like you look at it and you go, oh, that's it.
Well, I mean, where else are you going to see it?
And then the southern part of this site had been a tree plantation. And so you can walk there, and it's not, it's not wild and natural, but there's beautiful stands of pines, and hear the wind through the pines is great. So that's a fun one. Maple View Preserve is a newer site, so where the trails just got in. But here we have big mature maple and oak trees, and in the understory is ferns. So if you walk there in spring or fall, it doesn't look so exciting, but right now, just big stands of ferns, and it's beautiful to walk through, and there's also hazelnut there, so that's fun. And this site has a park at the entrance with playgrounds, so you can take your kids and then walk through and then play on the playground, so that's fun. And then Dalsky Woodlands is the one that maybe is the most interesting. When the glaciers were melting long ago, I don't know if you know what a braided stream is, where the stream comes out and it meanders back and forth. Well, this is a valley that had a braided stream in it, and so that flows diagonally through this property that we have, and it has big forests on either side and this meadow that's now, this land, and so that's a really interesting. That's the one that we're trying to get the boardwalk in, so you can actually access both sides of that.
Okay, yeah.
So those are things that we're working on. We don't have trails at Dalsky yet. That's a thing that we're
Still
working
in the
on.
works.
Yeah. And if people do go there, we ask they be respectful of neighbors' property, because right now it's kind of, we're at a dead end, and so you have to make sure that you're on the right place when you're up there.
Of course. Well, we'll be looking forward to putting that boardwalk in so we can walk along the stream there.
It'll be a while, but
well, you know
it'll
what?
be nice.
We're going to be here for a while, so you know what? I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
So, is there a website or anything that residents can go to if they want maps or to see where these?
We have a lot of stuff on the website. You go to the Andover website, and then you click on Open Space Commission under Our Government.
Okay.
And you find information there.
Fantastic. Is there anything else you want to share while we've got you on the show?
Well, I'd really like for people to make sure they go there, because these are the open spaces that are owned by the people of Andover, and we should get out and enjoy them. They're beautiful for walking and stuff. The thing I want to remind you, though, is that they're only for walking. You know, no bikes, no horses, no motorized vehicles, certainly. And but they're great for skiing. I shouldn't have said only walking. They're great for skiing and snowshoeing, too.
Of course, in Minnesota, you got to ski somewhere.
Yeah, and if you bring your dog, that's great, but please keep it on a leash, because there's lots of wildlife there that we don't want to have the dogs off chasing. And also, the Open Space Commission is going to be represented at Fun Fest, so stop by the city booth and chat us up there, and you can get information at that, too.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Gretchen, for being on our show today.
Thank you, Winter.